You've decided to start a farm in New York State, but are unsure of how exactly to start a farm in New York State. Fear not, this presentation will go through how to start a farm. Here's some facts before we get started. When we talk about starting a farm in this presentation, what we mean is starting a farm business. So this can be starting a business right out of the gate with an idea that you may have, or it could look like taking your hobby or homestead to the next level. The goal with farm businesses is to produce food or fiber with the intention of earning a profit, though there is no minimum official income goal to start a farm. The first step is to decide on a business structure. This can look like a sole proprietorship, general partnership, limited partnership, limited liability company, business S corporation, or cooperative. And if these sound like foreign languages to you, don't worry, we have another presentation in the series about what each of these means. Step 2 will be to decide on a business name. And you can do this by filing a doing business as file with your county clerk. This is also called filing a certificate of assumed name. And that document looks like this document here on the right. A DBA is the farm's name under which you will operate the farm business. But you do not have to file this. You can start a farm under your own name. If you're looking to form an LLC, S corporation, or cooperative, you'll have to go through an additional step to deciding on a business name. So anything that operates under anything than the formal business structure name will require that you file a certificate of assumed name. The most frequent circumstance where we see this is where a farm will file under a farm name. Let's say New Farm LLC, because they're a limited liability company, but they want to run under the name New Farm, dropping LLC as part of their official name from their operating name. Therefore, they will need to file a certificate of assumed name under their LLC name in order to drop that portion from their farm name. Next step will be to open a business bank account, and many local banks offer these services, so it's important to shop around and find which banks offer you the best rates and the most services that will best meet your needs. And depending on your business structure, you'll want to file this either under your name, your business name, or your assumed name, but it will have to run as your business account. This will be the account through which income and expenses move and is an important step to separate your income and your farm expenses and your liability from your personal liability. The next step is to run your farm and make some money. Start by purchasing items for your farm through your farm's business account. And you can use what's called an ST-125 form for qualifying tax-exempt farm use purchases, and this form can be seen over on the right. Of course, you'll need to keep track of all income and expense receipts, and this is for anything including payments made with cash, checks, or virtual payments. There are some financial goals to keep in mind as you are running your farm. If you achieve $1,000 in gross income, you'll be officially classified as a farm in the eyes of the federal government. And with this classification, you'll be able to apply for federal loans and grants. At $10,000 or more gross income for 2 current consecutive years, you'll be able to qualify for the Agricultural Assessment Program if you are farming on more than 7 acres. If you are farming on fewer than 7 acres, all of the above criteria qualify, with the exception that you'll need to make $50,000 in gross income. For horse boarding operations wanting to qualify for the Agricultural Assessment Program, they will need to make at least $10,000 gross for 2 consecutive years, plus at least 7 acres of land on which their operation resides, and have at least 10 horses. Next, we want to make sure that taxes are filed annually by your farm business. You will file what's called a Schedule F, also known as the Profit or Loss from Farming form, seen here on the right-hand side. You will work with your tax preparer on any questions that you may have, but these may include questions like, what are my deductible farming expenses? How do business assets depreciate? And how do I group expenditures into categories? And additionally, if you make donations, you may ask, how are donations documented through my farm business? The last but optional step of starting a farm in New York State is to register with the Farm Service Agency. The advantages to registering with this agency include the availability of low-interest loans, both operating and emergency. Farms that register will also have access to agricultural risk coverage and price loss coverage programs. And registering provides further evidence that you are intending to operate your farm as a business. Hopefully, you've learned a little bit more about starting your farm. For more information and questions, feel free to reach out to your local cooperative extension office, and best of luck in all of your farming endeavors.